episode 6 of Short Thoughts from a Short Guy. And I really enjoy making these videos. It's helped me grow, and I hope it's helped those of you who have listened to these just as much. The time of this recording is actually Wednesday, which is Earth Day. Earth Day is an annual event celebrated on April 22nd every year, which holds worldwide demonstrations to support environmental protection. It first came about in 1970 and is now coordinated globally by the Earth Day Network, and it's celebrated in more than 192 countries each year. It's a really cool idea, and it's something that we should all consider. Celebrating our God's creation, to take a few minutes and just appreciate what He made for us. And I want to share a couple Bible verses that I think give insight into this creation element and what He's made for us. In Genesis 2:15, it said, "The Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take care of it." Guys, God's original plan was to take care of His land, His world, His creation. Now, the plan didn't change much after they got removed. In fact, if you read in Genesis 3:17-19, after the fall of man, said to Adam, He said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Curses the ground because of you. Through painful toil you will eat from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken, for dust you are, and dust you'll return." You know, God still intended them to work the land, to make food, to make it beautiful. The work just became a little bit harder, but it's clear from the beginning God wanted us to take care of His garden, which is the whole world. But do you appreciate what you have? Do you take some time to really see the world? Now, I know there are plenty of hot button topics on how we treat our world, and whatever your opinion of those matters are, we are called to care for our world. What does it look like for you? For me, it's to respect the world. It's to, do little things like not litter, to not use excess amounts of resources that I don't need to use. And I think for us, it's got to be an appreciation that God made something so beautiful. And I don't mean just taking pictures, but actually looking upon the world and taking a deep breath to see what God gave us. And you're wondering, the background's a little different here, and I'm moving around a little bit. This is actually my prayer spot, which you see behind me. And it's a rock on the Thames River in Uncasville, technically. I don't know, one of these towns over here. And it's such a beautiful area, and I've spent a lot of hours over here just praying to God and appreciating His beauty, looking at the river, looking at the birds. I've seen a couple American bald eagles fly over. I've seen all kinds of animals, and it's just an amazing place I really appreciate. And it brought to me another Bible verse in Psalm 24, verses 1-2. It says, "The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all who live in it, for He founded it on the seas and established it on the waters." The psalmist tells us here that the world is the Lord's. I think this means that we can know more about God from viewing His creation. It's like when we see the inside of someone's house or room for the first time, you get a sense of who they are. When you look at nature, you get a sense of who God is. And I don't know about you, but what I see peace. I see passion. I see love. I see a sense of humor. I see caretaking. I see patience. I see freedom. I see purity. I see God's love for me. One last Bible verse that comes to mind is Psalm 95, verses 3-7. It says, "For the Lord is great God, the King above all gods. In His hands are the depths of the earth, and the mountains' peak belong to Him. The sea is His, for He made it, and the hands form the dry land. Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker, for He is our God, and we are the people of His pasture, the flock under His care. Today, if you'd only hear His voice." This is an incredible Bible verse. God made all of this. The mountains, the water, the land, the seas, everything. You name it, God made it. And I love the part that says, "Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. For He is our God, and we are His people, His pasture, the flock under His care." It is beautiful. Do you hear His voice when you look at nature? Instead of focusing on the bad or what we don't like, on Earth Day, in this week, and as much as possible, let's focus on worshiping God during these tough times. With the weather improving, maybe go out and take a walk by yourself. Maybe go take a walk with some other people, remaining 6 feet apart with face masks on, of course. Go find a place that lets you see God and worship Him. For me, it's this place right here. It's this rock right here next to Thames River. I love to be here. And so this is my favorite spot in nature right now. And I don't know where you want to go, but you got to find a place to go worship God. I go here every year for my spiritual birthday and just spend hours praying and talking to him. And I've actually brought Violet here for the first time about a month ago, and it was a really cool moment for me to share this special time with my daughter, showing her my place that I see God. Well, guys, this has been Short Thoughts from a Short Guy. See you next week.